Hey everybody, welcome to the StabCast.
Hoo-hoo!
I am Dizzle.
And I am Mindy.
And we're here for another spooky Saturday this
Yep.
time. We're doing the show early. It's not a Sunday. Mindy's here at my casa, and we're here talking about some marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Now, I've had a lot of confusion about this. A lot of you have asked me, are you guys doing the Marshmallow movie from Disney? No. You guys have asked me, are you guys doing like an interview with Marshmallow, the artist? No. This is actually
That would be insane.
That would be insane. And if you do want to, let us know, because we're completely okay with it.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the task at hand. The Marshmallow that we're reviewing is a kind of brand new piece.
Yeah.
I, at first, when I saw it, it said 2026, but then when I went back to it, it said 2025.
Yeah.
So I think Tubi just screwed up the dates.
Yeah.
But honestly, in my opinion, really good, solid summer camp story with an amazing twist.
Yeah.
And that's also what we're going to be doing more so until probably August. We're going to be doing summer camp movies. So if y'all have any like summer camp movies that you guys think are great or whatnot, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll work it into the schedule and get that talked about too. Because in all honesty, I think we've watched almost all of them.
A lot of them, yeah.
But we haven't reviewed all of them.
There we go.
It's been different for reviewing. We didn't review all of them.
Yeah.
But we have watched a very good chunk. And yes, I'm just gonna say this right now. It's not gonna just be all Friday the 13th, I swear. We will have other movies peppered in.
Yeah.
I mean, are we probably going to do Friday the 13th, the last chapter, this one's favorite one? Probably.
100%. You're damn right we will.
We can't have a summer without Tommy Jarvis.
No, I don't care if we've done. I think we might have done it before, but we're doing it again.
Yeah.
Well, it's always, I mean, I love camp slashers. It's one of my favorite genres, subgenres within the genre. I think it's fantastic. You think it's fantastic. It's just a good setup to kill people. And especially, well, I mean, this, I don't want to say this on the internet.
Because a lot of the times they leave the kids out of it.
Yeah.
And this one was a little different. This one had a mixture of both the adults and the kids being in the thick of everything.
Yeah. And
that was interesting to me. Because normally it's either the counselors that are screwed or the kids that are screwed.
Yeah.
There's no black and white, or that's black and white. There's no gray area or anything like that. Is what I meant to say. Like, there is no, oh, well, I'm just going to kill one kid and walk away. No. Like, the way that summer camp slashers go, either the kids are in trouble or the adults are in trouble.
Well, I mean, there's been, like, certain ones where the counselors, usually they get the kids the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Which is the smart play.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll have one, like, I think one of the, Jason never went after a kid, really.
No, but like Sleepaway Camp, they did.
Yeah.
Like the very first
one.
But
the cook died in that, the chef.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Well, the chef. Yeah, he was a cook.
Yeah.
And he was creepy.
And then she did kill Meg.
Yeah, so there was adults that went in that with the teenagers. I think it's usually it doesn't have to be. To me, it's usually the counselors. If you're a camp counselor, you're fucked.
Normally, yes. That is normally exactly how it goes. If you're a camp counselor, you're screwed.
I just started playing the Quarry again. I played it 3 times in a row, and it was fantastic. And I did a Twitch stream. Head over to the Dizzleverse and watch one of those. And we're getting her on at some point to do something.
Yes, I will be doing the Quarry.
Well, a new Supermassive game comes out next month.
So I might be doing that.
I think we have to do that to get a live reaction from you.
Yeah.
See you throw the controller through the TV when you get scared.
My one slot games came up with a Ghostface slot.
Oh, God.
And like for every knife you get like free bonus events. It's amazing.
God.
It's really good visuals too.
And that one's not like gambling, right?
No, it's fake gambling.
It's fake gambling.
Yeah. It's over the
with that.
Yeah, it's over the internet. It's fake gambling.
I mean, we're in PA. We can do whatever we want, but
yeah, because technically we could make it into a paying game if we really wanted to, but no, it is just for free.
Well, that's sick. This one is an interesting blend because I really enjoy that we follow one kid. and there's one kid being the main character. And yes, there's other characters and there's side characters, and this is a full, complete movie. But this is really his journey.
Exactly.
And I to me that worked. I like, and he was pretty damn good in the role of being that weirdish,
really
but not
good
really.
job. Honestly, I will have to give hands out. I will have to give a round of applause to the young boy that played Morgan.
Hugh Lawrence.
Hugh Lawrence, you did a great job, sweetheart. You did an amazing job of being just the right amount of I want to kill you because you're really annoying, mixed with but you're a cute kid and I don't want to see you go, because I mean I do kind of feel bad for you. So good for you, because normally it's one or the other. I either want to see you die because you're really, really annoying, or I want to make sure you make it because you're cute and tiny and adorable.
Well, he was also he was like a real person. And like even though, which is, we'll get into spoiler alert on this movie, by the way. Watch this one first. But the thing about him is he had that, like, I think it was the bowl cut too, to an extent, or whatever the fuck that is.
He had that little charm about him.
But he had like the weird kid, but with a little bit of personality. Mm-hmm. And he was kind of like, he was just and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And he does not know what's happening. No. And he's trying to figure it out. And he's like seeing shit. And like, I think this would be described as a sci-fi camp slasher. Mm-hmm. And there's not a lot of those. No. This is a subgenre within a subgenre.
Yeah, this is definitely the writer/director. He definitely took his time with this, you can tell. And he also methodically put in different genres peppered throughout.
Yeah, you pretty much have this, and Jason X is the only sci-fi slash.
Yeah, but it was good, though. It wasn't too sci-fi. They kept that away from you for a while. Yeah. And for a while, you thought, like, these are just regular kids.
Yeah.
And you felt bad for them and shit. And then, like, as it goes thicker into the story, we find out more things about these children and these camps, and the guy named Collins who runs everything, and their doctor story. Because every summer camp has to have an urban legend
That's
story.
What I was going to ask you. What do we think of the doctor in that pantheon?
I think it was a cool story because of the fact that those suits are what the counselors have to wear to perform the operations.
Yeah, because that you have a great point with that. That is the thing in every, like, just talking about the quarry, the Hag of Hackett's quarry, in that, and obviously in Friday the 13th, you have the Voorhees murder and what the mom did, and that whole scary story.
Even in Sleepaway Camp, like back. 2 and 3 or whatnot, they talked about that Angela killer. Like, yeah. So, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, you go to summer camp, you get an urban legend.
You got the witch and that she came through the woods, which I watched again recently, and we might have to revisit that for this whole thing. It's an underrated, low budget camp slasher that kind of fucks. But no, this one, it has a lot I like the doctor, and I like getting zapped, and I like that whole thing. It did feel a little low stakes at first, because it's not like, a machete. It's not,
at first I was like, why a taser?
Yeah.
And then, like, once everything came push to shove, like, we will let you guys know how it did, but we're not giving it away just yet. Because, like, you have this person walking around with a taser, and, like, he's literally just going, zap, and they're, like, falling down like they're dead. And it's like, that should not happen. That's weird.
But it's also for kids.
Yeah.
It's a cool get around to make it a horror movie and do that. Because nobody, like, no sick fuck.
We don't like kid killers.
I don't want to watch a movie to see, 12-year-olds get hacked up with machetes.
I mean, if Michael Myers can make it through 12 movies and several different directors and still have never hurt a kid except for that, like, 13-year-old boy who just wanted to get to ballet class. But I think it's because he was a teenager. That's why he died.
Yeah.
But if you're a kid, you're automatically safe in Michael Myers' eyes.
Yeah, I think there's a way to do it and make it impactful and make it a good story still. Mm-hmm. But to have a whole movie of it, no. I'd rather him zap zap them, and then you kind of figure out what's going on later.
Yeah.
I think that that's a lot less uncomfortable and a lot less, because there's a reason that the teenagers in movies are usually like 30-year-old people. Because no one
wants to watch a kid get killed.
Yeah, that's weird. And it's weird and it's fucked up. And horror movies are supposed to be weird and fucked up. And that's why they go, like, a high school slasher is the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. And camp slasher, these guys are usually like, their age is supposed to be 17. The actor's probably 24. But in this one, you have like actual kids. Yeah. So zapping them, I thought, was a good way to go.
Yeah.
Like, just like how she came through the woods, I like how they had them possessed and they were doing the killing. That's cool. Like, if you can, think your way around that and make it like complex and cool, you can have the kids in the camp actually be a part of the story and mean something and do it right. Because Friday is just like, oh, the kids went home. Oh, the kids aren't there. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of that in those too, just to get them out of the way. But you can implement them and not make it fucked up and just make it part of a good story. And this one does that very well with the zapping.
It really does.
At first, it's like, yeah, what's he doing with it? But I agree with you. I think eventually, as you watch the movie, it really works. Yeah. And the doctor still does come across as kind of sinister. I don't want to be chased by him.
And at the end, the kids really did think the doctor was real.
Yeah.
Like, at the end, like, Morgan even asked, like, what's the story with this doctor? And then he finally figures out that it's an urban legend. But at first, like, he thinks, like, all the kids think that this dude is real.
Yeah.
And I honestly think it's because, well, they screwed up with Morgan. That's the thing. They have this thing at this Camp Almar that all the kids drink hot cocoa before bed. Now, this hot cocoa is supposed to sedate them, put them to sleep, and keep them asleep while they do what they need to do to the kids.
Yeah.
To help them out, which we'll get into a little bit more later. But Morgan, unfortunately, come on, guys. He tried to be nice to everybody, and I don't know, it was weird. You guys are getting off now. Goodbye. Sorry, guys. Daniel, take it for a second.
But yeah, dude, I think that this was a good juxtaposition. I thought Morgan, he was a character that, yes, Mindy had a good point to where that character could go wrong, but it doesn't. It doesn't at all. And I thought it worked exponentially. I enjoyed it. I enjoy his performance. I do also enjoy Pilar, and I enjoy Dirt, and I enjoy a lot of the characters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. All of them were drinking their hot cocoa.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But Morgan, his roommate, CJ, they really didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And CJ was also very hostile. Something was going wrong with that kid.
Push him in the fucking...
So, like, he pushed him in the lake and left him to drown while he beat the shit out of somebody else. I mean, he went after him in their cabin a few different times. So, that was a weird dynamic. But, like I said, the cocoa, though, is, like, the biggest standout here. Because of CJ, Morgan would never get the cocoa.
Which, this is the second time you've done this to me now.
What?
I have a past.
I'm sorry, guys.
This is the second
movie. We all know I accidentally let Daniel's girlfriend drug his cocoa. Ex-girlfriend drug his cocoa, and now he has a very big thing about drugging cocoa. So
it was melatonin, but it's still, I drank cocoa and I went sleepy. And then I woke up in a different state. And that... and you keep making me watch movies where there's cocoa that puts people down, and it's fucked up.
I forgot about it. I really did.
I can't remember the last one, but it was recently because I remember having
Bad Seed.
Oh,
yeah, the first one.
Yeah, dude. How many cocoa-related things am I going to have to sit through? And I might never drink it again. Christmas is long past, but still.
I love a good cup of cocoa.
Me too.
I know, but I've earned it for you. But you can still drink coffee. I can't drink coffee.
That's true. I get coffee, you get cocoa.
Yeah. I think this seems like an even trade. But anyway, so this cocoa is supposed to knock everyone out. But unfortunately, because of CJ, Morgan has never drank the cocoa.
Yeah.
So, like, the first night, he flips the hell out because he sees the doctor. And he's convinced the doctor's real and everything. And they're trying to tell him, like, dude, it's just some stupid story that we tell every year. It's not real. There is no doctor. Everything's fine. Just go back to your cabin and go to sleep. Now, I don't even think that they realized they forgot to dose him. I just think that they thought maybe because in his files it said that he had extreme nightmares that he was fighting the cocoa. Because it didn't seem like they were suspicious. Because then the next night, the kids are all out playing tag with flashlights and shit. And Morgan gets brought his cocoa into his cabin. And Morgan does not drink it. Once again. And then that just happens to be the night where all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Because once again, he didn't drink his cocoa.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I will stop saying drug cocoa.
I'm getting flashbacks.
We had to get to the story, Daniel. It's a part of the story. But yeah, but you shouldn't drug people's cocoa. You shouldn't drug people's drinks, period.
Is there any other cooler scenes do you want to get in the beginning before we get to the twist?
I want to know who the hell Rachel is.
Yeah.
That actress, because I know we've seen her before. I know I strictly remember her being in something that we watched.
Her name is Georgia Wiggum, which is a great name.
That's great. That's like fucking Sheriff Wiggum of The Simpsons.
She was in Shameless for an episode.
That's probably where I know
Toria.
her from.
She was in Scream. She was Beth in Scream. There you go.
There we go. I knew it.
So she was the killer in Scream.
2020?
That's the goth chick, right? Scream Resurrection, the VH1 show.
Oh, Resurrection, the VH1. Oh, yeah, she was the emo chick.
Wasn't Beth the killer?
Yeah, she was the emo chick. She was the one that brought everything together.
Yeah.
She was the one that thought that the final girls should be put to rest and that Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers should be the ones worshipped.
And she was the one banging Biggie's son.
Yeah. Well, she wanted to. He was Indian, so he didn't want anything to do with her.
But I
knew I recognized her. As soon as I looked in that girl's eyes, I was like, I've seen something on her in it, and I know for a fact I've watched it with Daniel.
Yeah, because that's what I was.
Where is she from?
Because I compared her to you, because she had a big, vast love of horror films.
She's like, I've watched every single horror film that I could get my hands on, and I realized that I can make myself a better horror film. And Daniel just looks at me slowly and just like, no.
I remember we were watching it on a phone, and I was like, I was like,
yeah, my bedroom, and you're like, no, absolutely not. And I was like, what? And you're like, if you were going to go on a murder spree, that would be exactly.
Yeah, it's right there.
Like, exactly like that. He's like, and she's emo like you are. He's like, the only thing that's missing from you is the piercings and the tats.
Yeah.
And I was like, Daniel.
And I don't blame you for that, right? And she looks way different in this movie, so I don't blame you for like getting it, but not totally like linking it with that.
Yeah, because I realized her eyes were the same, but she does look completely different.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it had been a few years, and also in the VH1 one, she, like I said, she was covered in tattoos and piercings.
Yeah.
So, and dark, heavy makeup and everything. But yeah, I think I knew who she was. I just couldn't put two and two together. And also, there is one camp counselor that everybody has that is just a douchebag. He's just labeled douche. And
you need a douche.
Award has to go to Mr. Casolar.
Yeah.
You did an amazing job, my dude, of being a douche. Because it's hard to pull it off sometimes, especially when there's kids and stuff. Because he was trying to be a nice douche. You could tell he kind of felt like responsible for the kids a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. He was getting his jimmies going on, and one of the kids starts yelling help. And instead of just ignoring his ass and continuing to get in his jimmies, he got off the girl and was like, I got to go see what's going on.
Yeah.
And honestly, camp douchebags don't normally take that route. So I do think it was kind of cool to see a little bit of human in him.
Yeah.
But all in all, he was just the camp counselor douchebag. But he did a good job of it.
I agree.
He did a really good job, especially with the little boy named Dirk. He thinks his name is Dwayne.
Dwayne.
I felt so bad for that poor little kid because he reminded me of a little tiny Hummer.
Yeah.
And like even with the way he talked, like my name's Dirk, you shit breath.
You shit breath. He was a little Dahmer. I like Dirk.
He was just so funny.
He was fantastic. Great character.
Like, and he brought everything together to like, and like when Kazawar's coming to get the kids, he tells all the rest of his friends, like, you guys go. This is between me and his dumb ass.
Yeah.
I got this.
It's between us.
And they're like, are you sure? And he's like, he's been screwing with me for the past 3 days. I got this. And it's like, oh God, here we go.
Little badass.
And he actually did try. He put up an okay fight.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was a very muscular young man compared to a like little 10-year-old. So of course he wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
But he tried.
He tried.
He tried. And like I said, all of the kids, and not just Morgan, all of the kids were very relatable and they weren't whiny. Like you didn't, there at one point for me, especially, I didn't feel like, oh my God, they should have sent these kids home. Like I didn't feel like that at all.
Especially because it's kind of like the main cast.
Well, yeah.
To an extent, yeah.
To an extent, but yes, you are right.
And they worked. They worked. I agree. I think that's one of the best things about this movie is the charming young cast.
And I also think it's hilarious that Kazawar, who's so obsessed with his looks, gets hit in the face with a canoe.
Yeah. That is probably my favorite.
It's just great because he's like, I still look sexy, right? To his girlfriend. And she's like, oh, honey, you look rough. And it's like, just tell him he looks like shit. Seriously. Just be honest with him.
Or there's been a lot going on tonight. Maybe just lie.
Yeah.
Just
like,
tell me he looks good.
He just took a boat to the face. Be like, shh, it's okay, sweetheart. And then, like, the funny thing about it is at the end, and that's how we know Morgan and that, like, that's how we knew Morgan and Pilar at least knew everything, because when the kids asked him, like, Dirk's like, what the fuck happened to your face? Yeah. And he's like, oh, I had a biking accident. And then all of a sudden Morgan's like, are you sure it wasn't a boating accident?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he knows.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's basically all I have until our major twist here. Do you have anything else you want to add for our major twist?
No, that pretty much sums up up until the gravy here.
So there is this camp runner. His name is Collins.
Yeah. And
he watches over everybody, including the camp counselors. When we find out Collins is the doctor. He's the one experimenting on these children and operating on them in the middle of the night after they get their cocoa from Rachel that she drugs and gives to them and knocks them out. And that's why they have the suits, so they can communicate without setting off the computer in the kids' heads and everything. So it all goes safe and whatnot, but they screwed up.
Yeah.
And they were going to have to be doing something that was called an entire rollback. And the only reason they found out about this is because one of the camp counselors, Franklin, took pity on them. Because Franklin realized that they weren't real kids. He knew all of that. But he's like, listen, whatever they are, they're scared. Look at them.
Yeah.
They're trembling. This isn't humane. This is wrong. And like he gets all of them to leave, and he sits down with the kids, and he finally tells them, like, look, you're not alive, but you're not dead, technically.
Yeah, but they did.
But you're not alive, and you did die. And like you find out that Collins actually took like a grieving parentsness to extreme, and decided that no family should have to live with the death of a child. So he came up with a program that he made to have these kids come in and be replacements for the kids that died. And they go to summer camp and college trips and stuff throughout their lives to get tweaked. So like within the next 2 months, like they'll grow some leg hair, or they'll grow a couple inches, or something significant will happen to them. But it's never going to happen during the year it will only happen during the summer because that's when they'll be getting experimented on. Now they asked Franklin, like, do our friends know? And he's like, no, normally your parents get you and they go on about their life. No one knows.
Well, yeah, and that's what I love about this twist is that a lot of like growing up when you're younger, especially kids that you didn't go to school with, you kind of see people age by the summer.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, I saw them last summer. They look different than this summer. Like then we grew up and we got so that like it kind of falls in place and makes sense. Oh, they go to the summer camp, they grow up a little bit, then they come back. So it doesn't seem like crazy to think. It's like, oh, like Jimmy, my neighbor, was gone for 2 months. He's back. He's a little taller.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that it works in place of a twist. That is the sci-fi element of the movie, that they're like recreated dead kids for grieving parents, which I enjoyed that. And the fact that this was a whole movie that didn't really have to kill people. And it wasn't
technically really didn't.
No.
They were just tasing the kids so the kids would drop like flies and not fight them.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why the taser even came in.
My boy getting the boat to the face is one of the most gruesome.
That's like one of the most gruesome scenes we got here. This honestly could have been given a PG-13 title if they wanted to.
Well, it feels goosebumpy a little bit.
It really does. It feels like something from R.L. Stein or something like that.
Like I could watch this at 14 and be like, all right.
But
like,
we're also very different 14.
It's scary, but yeah. There is some scary shit.
I mean, we could see why other kids might be scared of it.
Yeah.
But if you've watched horror like most of your life, like this isn't going to scare you.
Yeah. I mean, there's some old Disney, but like, don't look under the beds beating the fuck out of this as far as making me piss my pants. That scared the shit out of me as a little kid with the boogeyman.
It really did.
That was one where it's like, this is a Disney movie? But
that was when that's when Disney was taking their movies just midge too far.
Yeah, they were fucking around. It was a good era. Yeah, but
it was.
This movie and this twist, everything about it I enjoyed. And then it kind of explained, oh, that's why our boy earlier kind of threw me in the lake and started acting like an asshole because he was like having defects.
Out that they were having defects all over the world. And all these camps, they were having all bunches of CJs, like a bunch of disciplinary things and vital things and harmful things. Yeah. And he's talking to his boss. Collins is talking to his boss, and they're like, listen, like, you're in deep shit.
Yeah.
Like, we've had at least 55, like, instances in the past 24 hours. You need to fix this shit. And he's like, I already did. I gave them a rebuild. We're not talking about your fuck up from last night. We're talking about right now. Yeah. Like, they're hostile, they're violent, and then all of a sudden, little tiny Pilar shows up with a hatchet in hand, covered in blood, and she is ready to go after Collins.
Yeah.
And kill him. And that's when it just ends. And it's like, wait, what the hell happened?
That pissed me off to all end.
Because it's like, what the hell?
It's not a bad ending, but it is a little like, come on.
Told us a little bit of what was going on. Like, Jesus. Like, you have Morgan being completely fine and acting like everything's okay, even though he knows it's not. He knows the truth. And then all of a sudden, we were supposed to believe that Pilar just went off the deep end and started murdering a bunch of people.
Well, to me, that's the implication. Yeah, her defect, the reboot fucked her up, and she kind of just went crazy and killed everybody. And that's how I saw the ending. Like if we were to actually see it, that seemed to be what happened to me.
I agree.
And that's when it isn't goosebumpy. Like the end is when it's like, oh God, now we're like a full-fledged horror flick, and it's the end.
Yeah.
But I liked it. Can I go right in my rating?
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to give this a solid 8.4.
Okay.
Because for a movie that is up and down my alley, but it also zigs and zags out of my alley a little bit, I really enjoy it. And I think when you blend a bunch of shit together, not only genre-wise, but vibe-wise and, different actors. And when you have kind of a melting pot of a movie like this, it could go wrong fast. And this doesn't. This feels like the sci-fi element does not take away from the camp slasher element. It doesn't take away from any of the drama within the movie, and the twist is like, oh shit, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed all that. It's kind of it feels low budget, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And I really think it's a solid flick. I think it's a good, like, when we're doing our camp slasher thing now. This is a good installment into the genre. It's a nice little where, like, I'll go back in about a year or two on a summer night and watch this. It'll be great.
Yeah, they did a great job, honestly, especially because I do know that it was done by a brand new writer/director, but he did a fantastic job. And I was going to give this an 8.5 just because of the fact that if you can get me interested into a sci-fi movie, good job. I mean, you already got a big clap coming for you if you can get me interested in a sci-fi movie. If you can hold my attention all through said sci-fi movie, you've even done a bigger job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 8.5 in my eyes. It was a very fantastic executed movie, and they did the sci-fi in a way where it didn't take over the movie.
Yeah.
They did it where it was just kind of there. It was like kind of like a seasoning.
Well, yeah, and it helped, like we were kind of touching on earlier, it helped explain why we're not like killing people and why because like I'm a camp slasher guy. Like this is when I say zigs and zags, I'm a camp slasher. Like give me like 20-year-old camp counselors that are smoking, drinking and fucking. And they all get picked off one by one in various scenes that are sort of amusing, but also like jump scary. That's my type of camp slasher. This isn't that, but it works in what it's trying to do. And I know people that are watching my Scream 6, that watched our Scream 6 review are like, you fucking hypocrite. You said that was a slasher that didn't slash. That's what this one is. But this is a totally different scenario. That's a Scream where we expect that this is a movie with children that's and them getting zapped is still, you're like, oh, I hope they're okay. Like it's still scary.
Like you still think in the beginning
that they might be dead
when you first watch it, like, oh my god, they're killing these kids.
Yeah. So I think it works as a horror movie. It worked. The sci-fi element isn't too much, like you said. It's not like you see in fucking flying saucers everywhere.
No, it's just like peppered in there.
Yeah. I liked it. It's a solid 8.4 for me. What'd you give it?
8.5.
Okay. Yeah, I really liked it. Do we know what we're doing for next week's Camp Slasher?
Well, now we are officially going to Camp Slasher territory. So I was going to let Daniel pick the second movie.
I think we already did the Fear Streets a long time ago.
Okay.
I think it might have been the Blog Talk era, but we're going to talk about part 2 next week. What's the year?
It's 1978.
1978, and we're going to get, and that's their... It's really good. I can't wait to rewatch it.
Camp Nightwing.
And it's going to be a really good time. And it's a fun take on a camp slasher like this one was.
Yeah.
So stay with us for that. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everybody that engages with the clips. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep engaging with us, and we'll keep giving our fresh, spooky content.
Yep. And if there is any other like older movies you guys want to see, just comment. Just let us know.
We'll watch whatever.
Here, message us on the TikTok. We'll watch and review whatever you guys want.
If we get 100 people that say they want us to do Green Inferno, then we'll do it.
I did not sign off on that.
100 people. If we get 100, and I will clip this up, and if we get 100 people that comment and say that and want us to do the Green Inferno, Eli Roth's classic. If
any of y'all love me, you will not make me do this, please. I love a good Roth movie, but this one just was too far. It's just too far.
We'll do it after the camp thing because it doesn't totally. It kind of does, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's more of a nature team than a.
Yeah, so you guys can vote on it for the next few months, but
if we get 100 in 2 months, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
All right. We'll see everybody next time. Give them a fat hootie hoo, Mindy.
Hoo-hoo!
And we'll thank you for joining us.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.